You can't control my you don't own my soul. Put your hand up for me, wanna rest my bones when I breathe. You can't control my you don't own my soul. Put your hand up for me, wanna rest my bones when I breathe. You can't control my heart.
Welcome back, guys, to another video. What's going on, YouTube gang? Today we're gonna talk about the final photoshoot project, Modern Punk. Let's get to it. So welcome back to another video once again, and today we'll be finishing up the third and final photoshoot project, which is Modern Punk. Now this photoshoot idea was created thanks to my friend Kobe and his spontaneous suggestion while we were discussing the other two photoshoot projects. He suddenly thought of the idea as I kind of wanted to do more than just two photoshoots, as I wasn't sure what I could get out of it. And yeah, Kobe suggested why not do something that's punk related, as he really liked designers like Vivienne Westwood and Rick Owen, and also he wanted to try out just dressing up punk. So I thought it might be fun, why not? From there I was able to create this project, Modern Punk, which slowly, honestly, it was the most spontaneous, unplanned, but it was definitely my favorite, as it was basically built around everybody's unique character, and this was a little bit more out of their comfort zone and something new. So something new for everybody, something new for me, as I've never really styled or dressed anybody in a punk style, and it was something new for them, as they've never dressed up punk style, from the makeup to the hairstyle to the outfits. The whole theme of the shoot was to be unique, be yourself, be punk. And yeah, I had a lot of fun figuring out like the hairstyles, the outfits. We had to kind of go through everybody's closet just to kind of get an idea. We had a few reference photos, of course, as I always do with all the photo shoots. We had reference photos, reference poses, so based on the poses and the photos, we kind of slowly figured out, oh okay, we roughly need like a leather jacket or a scarf of sorts, ripped jeans, and you know, what kind of makeup we're gonna do. Do we need eyeliner? Are we gonna paint the nails? So it's just a lot of fun, really, and I thoroughly do enjoy the process a lot. Yeah, this project, as I was not as familiar with this subculture of punk, or culture of punk, I should say. It was fun because it was just an adventure for all of us. So yeah, really liked it. I think it was also really enjoyable, as for most of the advertising shots or the photo shoots, you know, from like Sex Pistols to just any like Green Day, My Chemical Romance, like punk-ish, emo-ish, punk-ish bands, who really, more so the era of like Sex Pistols. That was one of the major references we used in for the photo shoot. I think what made it really punk was not only the outfits and the makeup and the hairdo and the backdrop. I mean, everything plays a part, but most importantly, I felt was the pose. Like just the facial expression, the poses, making it really punk. It was more of like a candid kind of shot. Yeah, and another thing that made it a challenge was just none of us has ever been a part of this culture. I used to be part of the emo culture, but it's really different from punk. Yes, it's worth noting that I did have a punk phase. I did like punk bands at one point in time. However, it is very different when you're like a part, like really integrated into the punk community, because then I feel like it's only then you have like a better understanding of like the clothing, the reason why they dress, why they wear what they wear, and just kind of like the mentality of people in the punk culture. I feel like with that mentality, it'll be easier to replicate and kind of like create photos that best represent and do justice to the punk community. Alright, Now on to the next point. So, why would it be a challenge? You know, if you're part of the emo culture, shouldn't you kind of understand what the punk culture is about? No, the answer is no. This is due to the fact that, in brief, punk musically was a protest and an effort to revive how rock was supposed to be. Also known for being aggressive and its drive for individualism. Emo, on the other hand, was influenced by hardcore acceptance during the punk rock fame. Hence, with the musical and fashion influence in punk, like Sex Pistols and Green Day, emo being My Chemical Romance and Billy Talent, which is why one would be a little bit more low-key, a little bit more monochromatic, and the other, on the other hand, will be a bit more louder, a little bit more aggressive, you know, hence why when you see punk, you know, sometimes you think of leather jackets with spikes, you know, the mohawks, and, you know, the bright colors and the bright makeup, the insane accessories on their each individual's hand or arm. Yeah, so I really needed to to do the punk culture any punk community, to do the punk culture any justice. I really wanted to get this right. So after doing a lot of cross references with Vivienne Westwood and, you know, bands such as Sex Pistols, and just seeing, like, you know, looking at how people dressed back then during the punk movement, I eventually was able to figure out what outfits to style my model and what kind of makeup and hairstyles they should have. And at the end, the results were really satisfying. I felt like this project in general really spoke to me because, you know, be unique, be yourself, be punk. In a way, the push for individualism, you know, I interpret it as be yourself and just be who you are, and don't be embarrassed about that. And it's really nice, as, you know, all these years it went from the outfits I would wear all the way to kind of just the way I acted, was very trend based. Each individual country has its own culture, and that culture that you grew up in and that you inherit definitely is what makes each person from each country different and unique. It's kind of like, and culture is basically what makes you who you are. It's almost like your root in a way. However, sometimes there's some things in the culture that you don't feel. Like, you know, you could be born in a certain country, but, you know, what makes you feel at home could possibly not be what the country's culture is, you know. For example, I grew up in Singapore, but yet I did not really feel like I was proud to be a Singaporean. I was proud of the education system and everything that I was taught and how it made me who I am. However, I did not feel at home with the way Singaporean culture was. But on the other hand, when I went to Tokyo, I felt more connected. In Tokyo, Japan in general, from the way they dress to the music to just kind of like the culture in general, and sometimes even Europe, I, you know, from whatever I've seen from my friends from Germany and England and France, I felt more of a connection there. I felt more comfortable in it. So through the years of trying to search, like, who am I, what makes me, me, it took a long while to get to where I am today, that's for sure. And that's kind of basically the roundabout explanation of why this project really stood out to me a lot, why this project kind of slowly became my personal favorite. And even when I was shooting the photos for the other two photo shoots, I was like, okay, there was a set bunch of pre-planned compositions and how the colors and everything, so everything was kind of like set, you know. It was just, you know, it's from 1 to 10 and then execute, so it went very fast, very smooth, which is good. However, with this photo shoot, I felt like as I was taking the photos and as I was directing the models and going around the location to take more photos, it felt more of an adventure, exploration. Like, oh wait, we could do this. Oh wait, this is more, you know, we could do this a little more. Yeah, I guess it just felt like more of an adventure, more fun, more free. It's like we were discovering as we did the photo shoot. Yeah, I guess that's kind of why I liked it. It was like you were actively being creative while you were doing the photo shoot. Not to say that the other photo shoots weren't creative, it's just the other photo shoots, it felt like, you know, it was more linear in the sense that I knew what I want and I knew what I wanted to execute. And there was like, when I tried to think outside of the box, you know, when I went down and did the photo shoots, there wasn't really any like, oh wait, we could do this, oh wait, we could do that. It's kind of like, I spent so many years researching inspirations for Japanese, minimalistic clothing, and with whatever limited knowledge I had of high fashion, with the exposure that I had through my best friend and my mom, and all the different models I follow who are in high fashion, and whatever glimpses of the culture I could find through interviews or Instagram stories of people who were in the high fashion community. Yeah, it just felt more, set. Whereas, with this shoot, it just felt more free. Like, there was just so many photos in the end. There was just so many photos that I was like, damn, which one are we gonna use? Because I loved so many of them. So I'm not quite sure how to feel about that. Maybe I just need to expand. Maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. I'm not too sure. I just know that I did have fun for all 3 photo shoots at the end of the day. However, it's just with this one in particular, the memory of doing this photo shoot really stood out in my head. Although part of it, I would say, it's definitely due to the fact that I'm pretty much still a Tumblr kid, and a lot of the photos that I saw were very emo and punk images that I saw growing up on Tumblr. So maybe that's why I enjoyed it, because I could finally recreate, all these images that I saw for all these years of these models, the way they styled their hair and everything, and their outfits. And now I get to be on the other end creating these images. So yeah, here's a compilation of the results that I got from this photo shoot.
You can't control my you can't control my you don't own my soul. Get your hand off from me. Wanna rest my bones when I'm free. You can't control my.
So that's all for this 3-part mini-series of how I came up with my fashion photo shoots. And just, I guess, the behind the scenes, the thought process behind it. The mental behind the scenes, That's where it counts.
What the
I'm just
fuck?
speaking nonsense. So I guess I didn't go into so much detail into how I composed and execute these shots. So for future videos on any of my upcoming photo shoots that I might be doing that I will want to share with you guys, I definitely will go into more detail as to how I composed, how I planned it out, and just how I posed the models and styled them, and just everything. The whole behind the scenes process of what photographers would do to execute these shots. So, concluding thoughts on this mini-series. I guess this process of executing and planning and just everything of these 3 fashion shoots that I did has taught me a lot. It has taught me how to be a better photographer in posing, styling, hairstyle, makeup, colors, storytelling, and just back to basics, foundation of composition, lighting, and colors, and the edits. It's really helped me improve a lot more as a photographer, for sure. And through improving storytelling through photography, it's also helped me flow the concept of these photos better with the possible marketing strategies that brands would ask me in the future to do, which is definitely very important. If you can't bring into reality the ideas and the concepts that the brands want you to bring, well, it kind of defeats the purpose of being a creative director or photographer or art director for these brands, right? So definitely a very, very important process that I improved on, and that is so necessary as a photographer. And just expanding my creative eye into seeing many more different perspectives, just different concepts that I could play around with. Some of you might be wondering, okay, actually nobody's wondering, but some of you maybe might be wondering, did I do any other projects before or after these 3 major fashion photo shoots? The answer is yes, of course. I have to. You can't just have 3 photo shoots there. So I did one that was more of a editorial, like magazine kind of focus shoot. This was a streetwear shoot. I'm gonna show you a little clip here of what it looks like. And it was just basically a photo shoot that was more focused around the dancers and showing how the dancers were able to show off streetwear a lot better. And you know, the shoot was based around for the community, by the community. And yeah, I was really happy with how this one turned out. The next one was a Lululemon concept video, which I'm just gonna show it. Yes, and this piece was initiated and conceptualized by me. However, it was not commissioned. This is a not commissioned video by Lululemon. So this was not used for any official use by Lululemon. So this is just conceptualized video by me, even though I used the logo. This is not an official Lululemon advertisement. However, I just wanted to show that if I were to do a activewear advertisement shoot, I could do one. And last but not least is Doe Alexander, which is a local designer in my city. The concept for this shoot was given by my friend Eunice, and I was basically just helping her compose and piece together the shots to actualize the vision she had for this shoot. And of course, here's a snippet of how it looks like. I was very happy with how it turned out. Obviously I can't put the audio in or the music in because I might get DMCA for it. So yeah, here you get. Although if you go to my website and the link down in the description below, you definitely get to see the full video with the audio. And yeah, and that is all. Hope you enjoyed this video as always, and yeah, till the next one. Who knows what the next video will be about. And as always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more videos like this. The next video will definitely be a little different, so yeah, stay tuned, and till then, we'll see you in the next one. Bye!
How do you build so fast?
I've been feeling like I gotta get a time machine, going back to all the things that I don't wanna see. Living in another world is what I really need. Gotta change this life for the better.
A further explanation for this is Singapore is a very trend-based society, at least from my personal experience, that has heavy North American influences. And when I was a teenager, based on my personal experience, there were two different major scenes or communities of people, which were the scene kids and the Tumblr kids, who were mostly differentiated by the type of music they listened to. Scene kids were typically seen as people who listened to punk, rock, and electronic music. They would typically wear graphic tees, denim skinny jeans, paired with Toms or Vans or boat shoes, and mess around quite a bit in the party scene in Singapore. Whereas Tumblr kids were people who were seen as a little more in touch with their emotions, who listened to emo, hip-hop, and indie music. These were kind of the hipsters of Singapore. However, I'm not gonna dive too deep into what Tumblr kids and scene kids are. If you guys are interested in the differences between these two, or what exactly is a Tumblr or a scene kid, I can just drop a comment down below and I will make a separate video explaining what these trends or community of people are. Now back to the video.